So there's been a huge thing like going on lately about this the Spanish FA president Luis Rubiales, Rubiales. I can't pronounce her name, but there's a huge news going on about how he kissed a player, and already the headlines have been pretty concerning. It's been a couple of days, or a couple hours. I don't even know, but this is popping up like wildfire. Like if I were to open up the Facebook or Twitter X, sorry, this is coming up. So the TLDR of what's going on right now is the FIFA, the FIFA Association is allegedly going to be suspending the president. We're trying to figure out why he forcibly kissed Jenny Hermosa. Apparently, FIFA suspends president after World Cup kiss. I mean, I'm sure he was like overcome with emotions about winning or losing the World Cup, but to kiss before the president to kiss a player, I don't know if that's appropriate. I don't know if that's allowed. But what does the moistest with the mostest has to say?
Have you ever watched something, seen it with your own peepers, and then were still told that what you saw isn't real? That's not true? And I'm not talking like a magic trick where you're talking about like, wow, I watched the magician make a toothpick vanish from his thumb. I couldn't believe it. Like, I'm not talking about something like that where there's wiggle room where it was an illusion or something, or swamp gas reflecting off of a blimp or something to explain alien UFOs or whatever. Like, I'm not talking anything like, messy. I'm talking about when you witness something that is so clear cut that there's no further context or anything that could change the understanding of what happened, and yet there's still people that are defending it as, nope, that's a lie. Because this deplorable lunacy is unfolding right now.
So, according to CNN, there's a whole thing about football chief refuses to step down amid kiss controversy. Luis Rebellia says he won't resign after as Royal Spanish Football Federation president. And I guess the kissing was unconsensual, it hears like, because anything unconsensual can be categorized as sexual harassment, right? So if Hermosa doesn't give consent after the fact or of the fact, like kiss, like oh my god, then I don't want that. She can claim it. There's a chance of her claiming it as a sexual assault. But if she was kissed and then talked about and she said she was fine with it, then it can't be considered as such. But this sounds like it's a matter of sexual harassment, but nothing shine off of his chrome
No.
to say otherwise.
The FIFA World Cup Women's Championship just concluded, and during the awards given out to the winners, the Royal Spanish Football Federation president Luis Rubiales grabbed one of the players' heads and gave the wettest, most sloppy, disgusting, revolting, unwanted kiss that's ever been televised. And it is, you can see the whole thing. It's a 5-second clip. All of it fits in 5 seconds.
Okay, why is he just kissing her for 5 seconds like for a reward? Like, you get a medal, you get a medal. I don't have a medal. Wait, my face is like a trophy of itself, right? I value my face, so there's value. I'm gonna kiss you. No.
Seconds. Every bit of context and everything, and you can see the kiss. It's clear as day. It's 4K footage. This is the FIFA World Cup, so it's also probably got 360-degree coverage. You could probably watch this from 60,000 different angles. And yet, Luis Rubiales and his team of defense drones, fucking soulless husks, vampires that represent him, are claiming that it's actually all a lie. This is
all a lie. How do you... This is a broadcasted World Cup with 360 camera to make sure that you get all the action of the field. You have a stadium full of people who are watching the game, and there's people who are watching the game from their homes, and they're denying that he grabbed a person's face and kissed, and there was clear signs of no consent or consent. I don't know.
It's all just a bunch of baloney. This hoo-ha, this hooey, this nothing burger. This is a load of horseradish. Luis Rubiales is completely innocent. He did nothing wrong, and the truth will come out. The woman that he...
Jenny Hermosa said the kiss was unwanted. Okay, so it'll be considered sexual assault, maybe. She and the entire World Cup winning squad has refused to play while Rubiales remains president. I do not like this incident. She wrote in a statement on X, I felt vulnerable and a victim of an impulsive driven, sexist, out of place act without any consent on my part. Yeah, totally. It makes sense to where like it's as consensual as it's as unconsensual as a random cup check when you punch a guy in the groin. And you say, "Yo, you protecting Peter?" Nope, guess not. The fact that this kiss was unwanted is going to cause a lot of problems, and it's the team has the right to refuse playing while the person stays president. That is their protest against something, and that is their way of standing in solitude with their teammate. Hermosa didn't want to kiss, so what gave you the permission to kiss someone that you don't know in a personal consensual means? This is crazy, and who's to say they know why? The Royal Spanish Football Team Federation has stood by the president, threatening legal action against Hermosa and the others. Also banned Rubiales and the Spanish Football Federation from contacting Hermosa to preserve her fundamental rights. Following the kiss seen by millions of viewers, Hermosa said that she had been asked to alleviate the pressure. What pressure? The fact that you did something unconsensual that some people can consider as like sexual harassment, and you want everybody to like say, "Yo, no, my man Rubiales did nothing wrong. Yo, I'm just gonna go ahead and threaten legal action against your team for defamation," despite a stadium full of people saw you kiss Jenny Hermosa, and she didn't want that. After news of FIFA ruling the ref Eve named an interim president and said Rubiales maintains his innocence. Of course, like it's really bad that he wants to claim innocence. Like, yo, I did nothing wrong. I was showing my gratitude for the win. I was the gratitude for you winning the World Cup for the country. So instead of giving you a trophy, or if I did, I also bonused you with a kiss. And you must be so ecstatic that someone in my standards, in my echelon of like coup de grace, you'd be so appreciative of that kiss. No. The fact that it was an unwanted kiss, the team agreeably refused as a group to play while you're president, means there's a problem. The fact that you did it in front of millions of watchers and use feign innocence is a problem.
He unconsensually kissed is named Jenny Hermoso, and she did speak about this. She said, I did not like this incident. I felt vulnerable and a victim of an impulse-driven, sexist, out-of-place act without any consent on my part. And in response to that, the Royal Spanish Football Federation has stood by Luis Rubiales and apparently has even threatened legal action against Hermoso and others, which is a fucking unbelievably evil action to take.
And it's so crazy because what does the Federation have to gain from defending a president that broke personal boundaries with somebody? What kind of like benefit do you get from defending someone who violated somebody's privacy that the world over has seen?
She was just up there collecting her award for being on the winning team of one of the biggest events you can imagine. And then out of nowhere, like a jump scare, this Cronenbergian horrifying freakazoid grabs her by the skull like Omni-Man about to crush Speedster's head in the first episode of Invincible, and then he just kisses
Spoiler.
her out of fucking nowhere. It's gross. Like, that is just a disgusting action to take. There's not really a defense to it. And yet now she's being attacked not only by Luis Rubiales and everyone that's defending him on the upper echelon of those elite weirdos, but also just a bunch of other people have come to his defense like it's not a big
But it is a big deal because, like, hold on. So you're telling me that if I go walk out in public right now and I just grab somebody and say, and not even say, just kiss them out of random, say, yo, I kissed you because you wearing a fly outfit. So I'm gonna kiss you. Like, no, no one's gonna like accept that. That's as bad as Mizzy when he would just leapfrog somebody out of random in public, and someone in the comments rightfully would have like kicked him in the groin for what he did, which was unwanted. So I don't know what you feel like.
It's weirdos. But also just a bunch of other people have come to his defense, like, it's not a big deal. What? It's just kissing her on the lips without her consent. Who cares? I mean, that's...
That honestly sounds like if you say, what's wrong with kissing her on the lip, man? Like, she won this trophy for the country of Spain, and the least I can do is also give her a kiss because she did such a good job. What's the problem with kissing? It's not consent. And if you don't want a kiss from your grandmother, why would she want a kiss from somebody that she doesn't personally know? Like, that is a breach of consent, breach of space.
Fine, he was happy, she was happy, everyone was happy. It's a celebration. Don't be so uptight. Don't be such a prude. Which I think is some delusional, alarming thought processes going on with that.
What gives you the permission to even think that kissing someone without their consent is allowed? It's kind of like at a convention where just because you dress up in cosplay does not give the viewer permission to touch because of how well or poor you dressed up as their favorite waifu or Mortal Kombat character.
But if you're trying to justify this action, no matter how excited you are, you can't just start kissing people without their consent and without warning. It's not a good thing. There's no justification for it. Period. And in response to all this, FIFA actually banned Rubiales and the Spanish Football Federation from contacting her to preserve her fundamental rights following the kiss. And apparently, she'd even been asked to alleviate the pressure on Rubiales. The absolute gall to say that to her. Listen here, miss. You've created a lot of problems for Luis Rubiales. You forced him to kiss you on the lips. You were sending all kinds of signals that he picked up on, and you basically ripped the tongue out of his mouth and shoved it down your throat on the big stage. This is your fault, and it's up to you to fix this. It's fucking craziness.
It's not like she like went there and just like pain over Konoha. She was like, Almighty Tensei, and gravitation caused his lips onto her face. No, he initiated by the face grab, and he initiated by the pull. Like Roadhog wanting some sweet, sweet kills. Just like, get over here like Scorpion. No.
Holy shit. Now, obviously, she's very upset about this situation, and everyone else is as well. So, there have been some resignations until proper action is taken, because right now, he's getting a slap on the wrist. They want him to resign from his position following this scandal, which I think is a reasonable request, but instead he's just getting a little bit of a little vacation, basically, and that's about it. He's not facing real consequences for these actions.
He's
and also,
innocent.
This is not the first time.
Innocent. He's not the first time.
Luis Rubiales has found himself in some really degenerate hot water. Apparently, he was even siphoning funds out of the Federation in order to spend them on orgies.
Wait. That is this is the true face of somebody not understanding how somebody with the ability to siphon money would spend that money as something insignificant. Like, I understand that you had the ability to siphon money. Sure, you're in trouble for siphoning money, but for an orgy, God, if that's the case, you could have just went to Vegas. There's allegedly news of a place that has paid sex workers to help alleviate pressure. And if you wanted the pressure of you being in the public's eye to be alleviated, go there. Don't just kiss someone on the team without consent.
This is a sexual deviant. This is a fucking bad person. And yet he still has this incredibly high position of power. It's mind-blowing. So I went over this on stream where I learned about it, so I'm going to show you those clips going through all of it. Now, I don't really want to take any risks here, so I'm not going to play the clip just because I know how FIFA can get when it comes to their broadcasts. So you can easily find it. It is an extremely short clip that has every single piece of context that could possibly be relevant to what happened here. So, grabs her head, kisses her. It's a pretty big kiss, and sends her on her way. Like, pats her on the back on the way by afterward, as if he did nothing wrong, which is crazy.
Of course!
Also, the defense of Rubiales...
Oh, God. Oh, there's more. The evidence is conclusive. President has not lied. The Federation... What? The Federation said, along descriptions of photos attempting to support Rubiales' claim, the player has no obligation to participate in matches if they are called for it. After all, 23 members of the World Cup squad, including Hermoso, and nearly 50 other professional women soccer players, said they would not be playing again for the country until Rubiales was removed from the position. Hold on. Said players had an obligation to participate in the matches if they are called for it. Well, okay, sure. Yeah, you are a part of a team. And they're choosing not to play again for the country. That makes sense. The Federation doubled down on the accusations of lying against Hermoso. They doubled down on the accusation of lying against. In a sensitivity statement, they said, "We have stated that Miss Jennifer Hermoso lied in every statement she makes against the president. It isn't clear why the Federation chose to delete the statement for the website, because it's a lie. Anybody with a camera had recorded that scene. Everybody who have watched the FIFA World Cup had seen that. And I'm not going to watch it because I probably will. Hold on. Let's do a quick Google search. So no, actually no, even then. Hold on. Even the pictures tell everything else. Like, jeez. So Rubiales. Okay, let's look at this for a second, because that does not. You can tell that is not a hand grab somebody makes for liking it. That there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that nobody likes from this. I feel bad for watching it, but also like massive hug and push kiss. Like, hold on, like, ちょっと待ってください. Because her hands are in the middle of, like, in the hug, and she lets go the moment that kiss is made. Like, ちょっと待って. Like, hold on. Let me just, like, for the sake of me watching it, let's just go ahead and watch very closely. Kiss happens, she let goes immediately. God, and you have the gall to say that it's a lie when there is, like, proof. But, you know, whatever, right? Rubiales gave a defiant speech, saying several times he would not stand down, speaking of unjust campaigns and fake feminism. He also called the kiss mutual. The moment you made that kiss, her arms let go. Like, at the exact moment. If you watch the video that's available on YouTube, slow it down to 0.25 because you have to see it. The moment the kiss landed, she let go out of consent. And described a conversation in which he asked the athlete for a small peck. That was not a small peck. Like, it's not a small peck. Hermoso said that in her statement, uh, in responding to the speech, Hermosa said at no time did the conversation to which Rubiales refers to in his address taken place. Wait, took in no in at no time did the conversation to which Mr. Luis Rubiales refers to in his address take place, and above all, was the kiss ever consensual? Felt vulnerable and not respected. Of course, if I just randomly pulled my neighbor in for a kiss, she would not like that. She would consider that as a sexual assault. She would put me on the ground, and the majority of sexual assault claims favor women, but isn't always the case. If you want to learn about that, you missed it with the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation. She also described refusing requests to issue a statement to alleviate pressure. If you want to alleviate pressure, take a shower, get a massage, do everything but touch women in that way. She has been under continuous pressure to make a statement that could justify Mr. Rubiales' actions. Please do not make a statement. The fallout has built throughout the week, causing a spotlight on gender rights and sexism in a country that has seen huge marches against sexual abuse and violence. That is not okay. The fact that he doesn't believe that he did anything wrong is a sign of insanity. To which, again, let's go ahead and look up the definition for insanity. The state of being hold on. Expecting the same thing. What was the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If in your head you're expecting her to say yes and it doesn't happen like that, and you expect her to say yes again, you're a little insane.
Stems from actual imagination, like legitimately just make-believe nonsense. So a lot of the professional players are withdrawing. They're saying that they will not play again for the country until Rubiales is removed from his position, and the Federation is saying that they actually have an obligation to participate if they're called for it. Like, no, you can't do that, which is a scary thing to say. Why not just actually remove the problem, which
Fire
is
them,
Rubiales,
then.
instead of
Yeah.
punishing everyone else who wants to make sure that it's a safe environment for everyone? But anyway, their evidence is that there was a deleted statement from Hermoso who said that she was totally okay with it. And Rubiales gave a speech saying several times that he would not stand down and called it
AG1 is...
It's not called AG1, but you get the point that, like, allegedly he states that she gave the permission, but no, that's not the case.
campaigns and fake... Several times that he would not stand down and called it unjust campaigns and fake feminism. He called the kiss, which took place after Hermoso collected her winner's medal, mutual, and described the conversation in which he asked the athlete for a small peck and she consented. If you watch the clip, this is not a small peck, I don't think, by any stretch of the imagination.
It's like a
but
suction
anyway,
cup.
she still came out and said, like, no, that is also just not true. She said that at no time did the conversation to which Mr. Luis Rubiales refers to in his address take place, and above all else, was his kiss ever consensual. She felt vulnerable and was not respected. So this is all just actual nonsense here from Rubiales
It's
and his
quite the
team,
lie.
it seems. I also don't know when this conversation would have even taken place. Like, how would they have even had a conversation about, hey, when you get on stage, let me grab your face and fucking kiss it, right? Like, when would that conversation have even happened?
Like, how, like, you can't even text. Like, if you text, how would you have known? And I'm pretty sure athletes would have had the chance to, like, there's no time for the athletes to, there's no pockets even to say, hey, like, I'm going to have a phone in here in case my boy Rubiales says, hey, you want a quick smooch? There's no way that, I don't think there could have been a time where they said, hey, in the event that we win, I want to give you a kiss for a celebration. For, like, hey, I want to kiss you in public. Everybody knows we're dating. Which is not true.
Before this moment. Like, it doesn't really add up. That's not making any sense. Spain's soccer chief Luis Rubiales is temporarily suspended after World Cup kiss. FIFA on Saturday suspended the head of Spain's soccer federation, Luis Rubiales, following allegations that he's forcibly kissed a player
Anger in Spain after soccer chief kisses a player.
during the Women's World Cup medal ceremony. This doesn't look like an allegation. That immediately looks like a kiss. I understand you have to say allegation as a publication, but I mean, he blatantly grabs her head and then kisses her.
Like a vacuum.
The way he grabs her head, too, is so aggressive. He looks like one of those bodybuilders doing a feat of strength where they blow up a watermelon in their hands.
Up. Shush.
Jesus. It was an unacceptable gesture, and Mr. Rubiales' apologies are not enough. They're not even suitable. Therefore, he must continue taking steps to clarify what we asked and assaulted a woman. This guy seems like dangerous weirdo. Someone that does this is one of those guys that has that, like, fuck you money, that kind of power seems to be the case since he hasn't resigned, nor been forced to. I have to apologize. There's no other option, right? And furthermore, learn from this and understand that when you're the president of an institution as important as this federation...
Wait, hold on. On Monday, offers a supposing apology. A moment of effusiveness without any bad intentions. You have to be more careful. Hold on. So the way he describes it as learning from this and understanding that you are president.
You have to be more careful, especially in ceremonies.
Okay, so you're telling me that everyone has the compulsion to grab the next person and kiss? When you're telling me that someone has the compulsion, like everyone has the ability to do so, that's sociopathic. That's a concern.
Rubiales has previously called those criticizing him idiots. What do you mean I can't kiss any woman I want without any level of consent or anything? What kind of world are we living in? Fucking woke mind virus? Can't grab a woman's head and fucking kiss her? Unbelievable. It was a mutual gesture that was totally spontaneous, prompted by the huge joy of winning a World Cup. The Prezi and I have a great relationship. His behavior with all of us has always been 10 out of 10, and this was a natural gesture of affection and gratitude. So is this the actual woman saying this? But then
Hermoso plays down the kiss. Mutual gesture that was totally spontaneous. The Prezi and I have a great relationship. His behavior. Didn't actually write that. Okay, so it's like another reporter says Hermoso didn't actually say that statement.
she also up here say that. So it says, I didn't like it. So why is she saying this down here? Relvo reports that Hermoso did not actually write or say that statement. Source, I fucking made it up. No, she said she loved it. In fact, she said she wants to start dating.
Yeah, by all means, she wants to start, like, having a couple kids. Hey, yo, you want to grab the other 50 girls, too, and kiss them, too? Hey, yo, I like that kiss. Hey, yo, girls, let's all kiss on them. Like, that's some fantasy that will never happen. Like, jeez.
Being the president. This is how they're announcing their marriage. It's Spain, dude. They kiss as a hello and goodbye. Well, tell that to Hermoso and everyone else with eyes. I can't say I've ever seen a greeting or a goodbye.
The face grab looked like a hungry child who wants that Big Mac from McDonald's. You know, add the double cheese and stuff like that.
This, where you go up to someone, you grab their skull, and you fucking plant a mean smooch on it without them wanting any part of that and obviously being very upset about it. And it's usually on the cheeks.
Not
been suspended. It'll bar Rubiales from all soccer-related activities at both the national and international level for the next 90 days while a disciplinary committee reviews the incident. He fully trusts FIFA and reiterates that in this way he is given the opportunity to begin his defense so that the truth prevails and his complete innocence is proven. The Federation said in a statement, "What do you mean? I watched it. Was this a premeditated, calculated marketing play or something? Like, what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? The truth will reveal itself."
We could all see him do it. What in the world? You're missing vital context. She grabbed his wiener. What was he supposed to do? It was
With her big manful hands, she pulled him in from the rib cage like smooch, a big smacker. If you like grab from the rib cage, that's how you kiss a man. You grab him by the rib cage. That didn't happen. Again, look at the video. Slow it down to 2.25. I know you can do that on YouTube. Slow that thing down and watch her release from a hug, and then her arms jolts in rejection.
free pizza. He didn't fuck her. She fucked him. This is an outrageous defense.
It's
like, there's not like more context. It's a 5-second clip, and all of it happens within that 5 seconds.
The kiss broadcasted around the
Players
world.
from the Spanish national women's soccer team vowed to not play again until Rubiales reiterates its absolute commitment to respect the integrity of all persons and therefore condemns with the utmost vigor any behavior to the contrary. Okay, well, ask him to step down then. Tell him he's got to go, Buster. Take a hike. Look at his other controversies.
Other
Is this something he's known for?
Jeez.
A serial smoocher. Spanish football boss caught grabbing his crotch next to Queen and her underage daughter during his scandalous World Cup celebrations.
What?
What the fuck?
Why did he? What gives you permission to grab your
Also
crotch in
apparently
public?
used the Federation's money for an orgy. Oh my god, I've got to look that up.
Oh no.
If I just type in Luis Rubiales orgy, will it come up? Yes, it did.
Of course
Luis
it does.
Rubiales accused
But of course it
hosting
does.
orgies with money from Spanish Football Federation.
Oh no, man. No, man.
How did he get to keep his job from this?
How is he
used
so
the
powerful?
Federation's money for orgies, and they're like, yeah, sorry. Is he just the only one that's super open about it? Do they all use it for orgies?
This plunges Rubiales' mandate into crisis as he seeks to clear his name of several questionable allegations. But if you have receipts if you have like the receipts, then you can't really defend yourself.
Luis Rubiales, the Spanish Football Federation, was earlier forced to defend himself against the accusations of corruption in collaboration with Gerard Pique, and now the Anti-Corruption Department is investigating him again. According to El Mundo, Rubiales has been accused of hosting private parties at a chalet in the region of Granada.
Young
He used
girls?
Federation money to fund these parties, at which 8 to 10 young girls would arrive at the chalet. They were expensed under the pretense of work event at which the closest members of his team were present. The accusing party is Juan Rubiales, his uncle and former chief of staff. Juan also...
His uncle is accusing him of something wrong. Good job, uncle.
...headed his campaign for the presidency of the RFEF before he was sacked in 2022. Among the statements, he accused his nephew of hiring private investigators to follow head of Spanish Players Association David Aganzo and telling him that he needed to find a way of getting money out of the Federation because they were invited. Oh, good point.
And so, ultimately, like, this is like bad mojo, right? Bad mojo. So, this is not great. The fact that, like, he just decidingly, like, chose to do creepy things. I don't even know what this video is about. Huge loser. I mean, yeah, he is a huge loser, but that's besides the point. So, let's focus on beautiful, moist, and just understand that Louise, permanent. I don't care about you, but let's just understand that you don't belong in the Federation. You're quite better off like being retired, and you're better off just leaving. Just someone kick him out, please, because we don't want this, and I feel a little disgusted by it.